Forte Experience, May 4th. We're coming back to Cambria, Hotel in Washington, D.C. Make sure you get your tickets right now by visiting www.theforteexperience.com. www.theforteexperience.com. All white rooftop networking party. Listen, you missed last year. Make sure you attend this one. The Forte Experience, May 4th. All white, Washington, D.C. Get your early tickets right. Bro, what's up, man? Welcome. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Forte Podcast. I'm your co-host, Dominic Epps.
And I'm your co-host, Randall Monfiston.
And we are here once again to dive into your lane of greatness to discover what comes easy for you that may not be easy for others.
Everyone's a genius, from the 9-to-5 employee to the Fortune 500 billionaire. We're here to highlight those attributes through dialogue and interviews with amazing guests.
Yeah, man. So what's your forte?
What's your forte? It's good, man.
What's up, bro? Hey, man, you good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I like the intro that we just did. I like how we allowing the people to see what they're going to get into May 4th.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good time.
You know, since last week we had a little hiccup, you know what I'm saying, where I didn't have the graphic, right? But when you play this back, because, you know, we keep all bloopers, right? We keep everything, right?
Yeah.
Bro, you were supposed to count in your head 1, 2, 3 and start talking. You went 1, 2. I'm like, what are we doing?
I was asking you, like, what? And you said just count. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yo, like, but anyway, I you know what I'm saying, you got the next one. You got the next commercial. Next commercial is on you.
Yeah.
Next commercial is on you.
Gotcha.
But listen, man, how was your day, bro? How was your day?
It was good, man. I'm not gonna lie. Sunday Super Bowl had me sluggish on Monday, so I had to bounce back and get into my normal groove of things.
Yeah.
So today was a very productive day. I even slid in and fitted a networking event in before I came to record this. So it was a very fruitful, productive day.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
man.
That's
Yeah.
what's up, man. So Super Bowl, bro. Who was you going for?
I'm trying to go for Mahomes. I'm trying to see him break Brady's record. That's what I'm trying to see.
I love it.
Yeah.
I was going for Kansas City, man. I think I was probably the only one in the crib going for Kansas City.
Why was you going for Kansas City? What made you want to go for them?
I was going for Mahomes. He was the only reason why. He was the only reason why, right? I'm like, you know, one, bro, he's a black quarterback. So yeah. Black History Month. Let's go. Let's make history, right? But no, man, like, the dude is a baller. He's a baller. You know what I mean? Even though they put out my Buffalo Bills, right? They eliminated us from the playoffs, but
that's where I was going. That's what I was about to say. I'm shocked that you was going with KC, being that they put Bills out. But
you know, the old saying is, if you can't beat them, what? Join them, right?
Join them. So,
just for that occasion, I felt like it was right to cheer them on, and you know, but the first half was boring. Very boring.
Yeah.
Second half was great, but besides that, Usher killed the halftime show. Crushed the halftime show.
Yeah, he did a great job. Amazing job.
Real good job, man. But listen, we don't want to keep the people waiting long, because we got a special guest coming on the show today.
Yeah, man. So let me just give a little tidbit on this young lady, this thriving woman. So a little backstory from what she shared with me is she went from 9 to 5, pivoted, started one business, then said, you know what, I'm going to do something else, and started another business. So she's on her second business right now.
What?
So this is a true testament of, if you put in the work and you work towards your vision, that you could make it come to fruition. So I'm going to let G Coleman of Brow, not brown as in the color, but brow, eyebrow, brow skin, come on to be able to introduce herself and tell us.
Let's do this. I'm going to give you an opportunity to do what you were supposed to do. Let's go to a commercial break. We're going to play the video. Right? We're going to fix that.
Okay.
And when we come back, we're bringing up G Coleman. Can we do that?
Let's go.
Is that cool? Can
we do that? I'm gonna count with my head this time. All right, I'm gonna count with my head.
Let's go.
Let's go, y'all. Forte community, May 4th. DC, Cambria Riverfront Hotel. We're going to have an all-white network party. So this is not going to be like your normal networking event. We're adding a party twist to it. So bring your +1, bring your date, bring your business partner, bring anybody that you want who's like-minded, who's trying to thrive, who's trying to be able to scale, grow, and make their business more efficient. This is going to be unlike any other network event you've been to. It's all white, it's elegant, it's curated. We're going to have special guests in here to be able to. I don't know what's going on. I had my whole thing going on, Don. What's happening right
now? Hey, man.
What's going on? But we're going to get it right.
I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you what it is. G is ready. She's ready, man. So let's bring her on, man. Let's go. Okay. She's ready, bro. That's what it is.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Forte community. I'm G Coleman of PG County, and I am a CEO and a founder of a brand called Browsing Girl, and I'm a faith dealer. That's just what we're going to call it right here.
A faith builder. Okay.
A faith dealer.
What's it? One more time. Maybe my hearing is messed up.
I deal with faith.
Oh, okay. All right. Got it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's what you consider your forte to be.
I sure do. I love people. I love giving people the confidence and, boosting their faith for whatever it is that they're believing in themselves to do or to be.
Nice. So how did you use that? Like, you use that for other people to help other people, but how do you use that for yourself? How to have you, like, I gave a little tidbit of how you pivoted from 9 to 5 to your first business to your second business. So can you share that story and how to use faith to be able to drive you and be able to get to where you are today?
So pretty much I grew up faith-based, church. That's been like my foundation. And, when I find myself encouraging other people, it only encourages me. By listening to myself speaking out loud, I just feel myself in the midst of me, speaking into someone else's life. And to be honest, it's like I don't have no other choice but to go hard. I'm a visionary, and I believe that everything that God allows me to see, if it's for me, I go after it.
Okay. All right. Got you. I love that. That's very inspiring, right? And I think I could relate that to my son. I think once I tell him something, I feel like I have to show it by example. And I think that's what you're touching on right now. Because I said it, I have to also show you that I walk that path as well. And that's what I'm gathering from that. So you start off, so refresh my memory, but also share with the audience. You started off 9 to 5 doing what? And then at what point did you pivot to your entrepreneurial journey? And then how did you handle that challenge when you pivoted?
Okay. So I started in banking. I was a personal banker. I worked at, I'll say, yes, 3 different financial institutions. I started out at PNC Bank, and out of PNC Bank, that was my first banking job. It was an amazing experience. I got to learn so much about, just life, growth, finances, death, all the things that a lot of, our community lacks when it comes to, just basic knowledge. And I left PNC, and my dream job, my dream company, my dream financial institution was to work for Navy Federal. So I went to Navy Federal. I stayed there for about all of 4 months, and I said I had to go because it was a nightmare. And then I went to a smaller credit union where I was there for about a year and some change, a little over a year. And to be honest, I got fired, and it was the best thing that happened for me.
Hold on. You're telling me getting fired was the best thing that happened to you? Please paint that picture. Help us to understand how getting fired was the best thing that happened.
Oh man, getting fired was like, so at the time I had a business, and like most people or a lot of people, we have these aspirations where we want to just jump out and do it. And, the fear of, as they say, security, right? The fear of security is what holds us back. And I knew I was destined to, be a boss, to be my own, employer, to work for myself. However, even though my faith was audacious, it was still, I couldn't fathom me walking away, just not knowing what was going to be on the other side. So when I say getting fired was the best thing for me, it was like, okay, as soon as it happened, I immediately cried tears of joy because I was like, all right, God, it's on you now. Like, you got to take care of me now. And that was my mindset. I never went into like a depression. I never went into like a down period. If anything, I was like, wow, I own my time now. Like, this is so different. And it was different. It was an adjustment. But needless to say, to me, when people, come to me and tell me they scared because they got a thriving business, I'd be like, look, you better quit or you better let them fire you. Either or. Like,
but let me ask you this.
That's me.
Here's $1 million question.
Yes.
Did you get fired on your day off?
No, I didn't get fired on my day off, but I do think they set me up. I do think they set me up, though.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So tell us about your childhood. Like, where are you from and how was your upbringing?
Okay. So I grew up in PG County, Upper Marlboro area, Clinton, Maryland. And my upbringing, it was my sister and I, and we have a mom, a single mother, and she worked all the time. She worked hard to provide for me and my sister, to, give us the best that she could. And, one thing about it, like, she kept us in church. I can say that my mother kept us in church, and she, raised us to be independent women and to never depend on a man, and to always, make sure that we are holding our own and be responsible. So that right there, just set me up to be the woman that I am today. And, not having my father present also allowed me to become the woman that I am today.
Got you. So you had to play both roles. And so your mother had to play both roles. And through her playing both roles, it's kind of put you at the forefront where, all right, I'm just going to take on everything. Got it. And so when you so let's fast forward. Do you think that once you got fired and part of your faith, right, but part of your childhood and knowing that I'm going to make it happen regardless because of what I've seen probably your mother go through struggle wise and make something out of nothing happen. Did that also influence on how you were, I guess, more likely to accept that pivot from being in a 9 to 5 to then being fired and be like, you know what, this is just allowing me to do what I really want to do. Do you think that also influenced that some way, somehow? Or was just solely off of faith?
You know what? That my mom experience influenced me because, again, she was working overtime like every day.
Yeah.
And she never got the chance to, be that community mom because she was always working. And my sister and I, it was just something, no one in our family are entrepreneurs. No one has their own business. We knew together that we wanted to change, our bloodline. We wanted to change what it looked like for our family. So just talking, we decided, hey, we're gonna open up a childcare one day. That was the vision. One day we're gonna open up a childcare. And at the time, like, again, most kids, you babysitting when you 12, 11, you probably babysitting the little girl next door or, your mom's girlfriend children. So that's how I pretty much started out. So, just looking at my mother working hard, and I'm like, I'm not trying to be working and missing my life. And then just having that natural desire.
Got it. So, go ahead, Don. You got.
No. So did you have anybody in your family that you were able to look up to that was successful as an entrepreneur that you wanted to inspire to be like?
No, not in my family. You know what? Those were, and no disrespect to anyone in my family. That's who we didn't want to be like, honestly, watching TV and looking at, these bosses run their companies and seeing these women, actresses owning that, their own dream. Like, it was the dream that was, sold us. So just looking at people on TV saying that it's possible for us to be who we want to be.
Right.
Yeah. So nobody in my family,
Okay. So let me ask you this then, right? So you're looking at television and you're seeing these bosses, right? And they're painting the picture to you what a boss looks like. Paint to us what that picture looked like, and then was it conflicting with your beliefs in the church?
You know what? So, because I did grow up in the same church since I was 5 years old, as I got older, I developed my own relationship with Christ. I developed my own relationship with God. And at the time, I started to branch out to hear, other teachings and, hear other pastors and hear other leaders that was teaching the word that, also told you that, wanting more for yourself or wanting money or desiring money is not a bad thing. Like, the church painted out like, oh, it's greed, and it's not greed. There is greed. There is a such thing as greed. And then there's such thing as, being fruitful, right? So
absolutely.
To me, it was just like, I got to do what I got to do. And guess what? I can come back and bless the church with me being fruitful.
Here's why I asked that question, right? Because of course, I grew up in church as well, right? And so growing up in church, for some reason, we have in the Black church, we have connected humility with poverty, right? And so we think that, hey, you have to be poor in order to be humble, and if you are rich, then you love money, which is the root of all evil. Right? You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to know, because when that you had to go outside of your family, and it appears to be that at some point you had to even go outside of the church to look at what success or prosperity looked like, or what a boss looked like, right?
Yeah.
And then say, hey, I understand I can have this and not sacrifice my values. So I can still have my standard, right? But I can also have my standard with success. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, that's correct.
Gotcha. Okay, awesome. What you got, bro?
Yeah, I was just gonna go to the daycare, 'cause I know that you started daycare. So I guess my question would be, is that you had your tears of joy, right? So how long did it take you to start thinking about, all right, what is the next move? And then how do I start implementing this vision into my day to day? Was it a struggle for you to start? Because most people, when they think when they have a 9 to 5 and now they have their own time, like, I could just wake up when I want to wake up. I could be able to go to bed when I want to go to bed.
Talk that talk. Yes, sir.
So I just wondered, did you have that struggle with time management when you initially realized I am the keeper of my time now, or you already had it in your mind and it just made it was an easy transition for you just to jump into that structure?
That's good, bro.
So initially starting out, even though I did have a schedule when I worked, however, it was totally different, coming and just owning your own time. So even though I had my business, there was no, I'll say, urgency like that you got to get somewhere. You got to go stay in traffic and, just do all the things that it takes to get to work. And then I remember one day literally going to the grocery store and I was like, wow, I just went to the grocery store in the middle of the day, and it's not my off day. Like, just that felt so different. And it was an adjustment for me to get used to, having just, and I don't want to say free time, but, just, I guess, more time, like taking a nap during the day, like things like that, just knowing that, all right, I got to get a routine and I got to stick to it, because if not, I'm going to be undisciplined with, the things that I need to do and sticking to a schedule and a routine. So yeah, it was an adjustment. Even though you have a schedule with your work life, is still an adjustment.
So here's my question. Here's my question. What were some of the worst things you've heard from people when you started this journey of entrepreneurship? Because I know they were talking.
Oh, man.
G done went with the devil. She done sold her soul. Talk to us, G. What are some of the things?
Listen,
some of the worst things that you've heard?
Honestly, I used my story as a testimony to shed light, right? That if I could do it, you can do it too. And not to fast forward, but more so, it may have been more negative in this go round, in this season of entrepreneurship for me right now with what I got going on now.
Okay.
Because I just literally picked up from Maryland and moved to Texas.
Okay.
So, that was major. I don't have any family in Texas. I have a booming business in Maryland. And, not only that, I'm embarking on a brand new totally venture that, a lot of people probably would think I'm crazy for, the type of money that I've invested in. So, they didn't directly say it to me, but I can only imagine the fears that people would have put on me, just based off of their own thoughts and visions of what it would look like for somebody to do what I did.
Wow.
But to be honest, when I got fired, I was telling everybody, like, how some people like, shh, don't tell nobody, like, you don't want to tell man, what? I'm sharing the whole, listen, go get fired. Go get fired. If you look, it's here for us. You just got to do it.
Wow.
So yeah, no negative talk when I got fired. If anything, it was words of encouragement. It was like, are you gonna go back to work? I was like, no. That was the part. People was like, you not gonna try to go find another job? I was like, nah. Like, I'm gonna make this work. Even if I gotta do Uber, whatever, I'm gonna make it work.
Wow. So you got fired, right? Transparently, were you getting behind on bills? Like, talk to us what transpired between the time that you got fired to the time that you was like, yo, all right, I replaced my income I had with my job.
That's a bet. So here's the thing, right? So we have unemployment, and some people are ashamed to go on unemployment or to take unemployment. And in fact, that we actually, as citizens that work, we pay into that.
Absolutely.
So here's a gem, right? I worked in DC. And because I worked in DC, but I lived in Maryland, now I think within the time frame, you have like 16, however the states break it down. Long story short, because I worked in DC, I was able to apply for Maryland unemployment because I was a Maryland resident. And before I worked in DC, I worked at the Maryland location. So, of course, unemployment is for 6 months. Now I can talk about it now. They can't come for me because I think after like 5 years has passed, they can't come back for you. However, listen.
The statute of limitations has passed. That's what you're saying?
Keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. Look,
it's all legal. It's all legal.
Listen, it's all legal now.
It's all legal.
So,
you good. You good.
After that, after those 6 months had turned, I got the unemployment from Maryland. At the time, my business, I was, seeing a little profit from that as well. So it was allowing me to, pay my mortgage, pay the bills. So I didn't lack at all.
Yep.
And once I started doing more digging, I was able to discover that I could also file unemployment in Washington, D.C.
Hold up.
I was able to do that.
I said that coming. Wait, you set that up.
Pause for the cause. Hold on. Pause for the cause. Are you telling me that for an entire year, you had 6 months Maryland unemployment, 6 months Hey, bro, listen right now. Listen to me. We got to have a Patreon. We can't give everybody this for free. We got to set up a Patreon. We got to set up a Patreon because if she about to drop these gems on how she was able to get unemployment for a whole year. Listen, we can't give them that for free, but keep talking. Don't talk about that no more. Talk about something. Give another question, bro. Give another question. Oh my gosh. That's wow.
Yeah.
All right. So I wanna go. We talked about the daycare. We talked about you had a booming business in Maryland. And then as a recent, you decided to go to Dallas, to Texas, to basically make your business a national, because that's national now. You're not only in one state, you're in 2 states with it, right? Yeah. So let's talk, let's break that down. Let's unpack that. Because you said Dallas, I'm in Dallas now, and but I want to talk that journey. I want to talk how did you
let's do this. Let's do this because I want to get into this. But I want us to go to a commercial break. We gotta listen. What she just said, let that soak in for listening.
Yeah.
10 seconds. Bro,
you doing a commercial. You doing a commercial.
10 seconds, right? We come into a commercial break, y'all, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. Hey, listen, everybody, make sure you follow us on Facebook as well as IG, the Forte community, right now. go to Facebook, go to IG, and follow the Forte community. Listen,
YouTube
we got
too.
some episodes for you. So make sure you are going to the Forte community on Facebook, on IG, and please invite your friends, y'all, because we can't even go live right now on IG until we have a certain number of subscribers. So we need you to do us a favor, like right now, go invite all your friends, follow us right now, the Forte community. All right, we're back. Bro, I'm still like, I'm saying to myself, like, Texas. So is she about to run the unemployment play in Texas too? Like what we got? What's good?
Question.
Talk to us. Like,
what
we got
it hasn't been 5 years. It hasn't been 5 years. She got to come back on the podcast 5 years from now and tell us how that went.
Absolutely. But yeah, let's talk about this move. Okay? Yeah, talk about this transition. Like, what made you go from Maryland to Texas?
Okay, let me set the record straight. Mm-hmm. We are not on unemployment no more, and haven't been since then. Listen, you got to do your research. You got to do your research, people. Once you do your research, everything is legal. However, so the transition between, coming from Maryland to Dallas, actually, when my second year of doing the childcare business by myself, I knew I wanted to move. I knew I wanted to see something different. Just growing up in the metropolitan area of, the DMV, it's the same old, things get repetitive. It's same old people, same old, just everything. And I knew I wanted to do something different in 2019, but I did not have I'll say, courage to actually step out and do it, especially because I was also running a business and I didn't know what that would look like, or how do you, just literally pivot from having a business, a first time business, and, just relocating at the time. So fast forward to last year, I had an idea of taking my business mobile. And I started looking into different type of mobile, salons that I can, just operate my business out of. And in Maryland, in order to have a mobile, I was okay with doing it in Maryland, but you had to have a brick and mortar. Luckily, I do have a brick and mortar, so that was something that was already checked off the list. However, I thought about it and I was like, well, it don't make sense for me to have a mobile salon, and I actually have a physical salon here as well. So it's again, same old people, same old things.
Yep.
So last year around my birthday, I started looking into, acquiring a mobile salon. But at this time, I knew what type of vehicle that I was looking for. And I was looking for an experiential marketing truck. Now, these trucks are like what you'll see in corporation pop-ups throughout like New York City, or, just in LA, where, for example, I think in New York, Kevin Hart was on a treadmill running in the experiential marketing truck because the truck is all glass. So that was what I was going for. So fast forward, I found a truck in Keller, Texas, which is about 30 minutes outside of Dallas. Last Super Bowl, I flew down to Dallas. I went to go see the truck, and I was like, wow, this is everything that I imagined that it could be. And so I went on and, sent my deposit, made a decision that I was going to go ahead and purchase the truck. And
yeah, absolutely.
So, it was definitely like, all right, the idea came like, well, you did say you want to move to Texas, so what you gonna do? And, I had a lot of people in my ear. It was like, oh, just bring the truck here, bring it to Maryland. Like, you don't have to go. Like, just leave it. Like, you already doing good here. Just bring it here. And I'm like, man, nah. Like, I don't have any children. I know the same thing I could do in Maryland, I could do anywhere else. My gift is within my hands. So I don't have to necessarily be in one place. So I just remember after purchasing the truck, Everything after that, I start when you know how your mind just aligned with your vision and your thoughts. Everything started to be Texas, Dallas, on license plates, commercials, just everything just started to stick out with Texas. And I was like, all right, God, like, what are you saying? Like, what are you saying? Do you want me to go to Texas? And then I remember one night I was on the phone with my sister. It was about 9:30 p.m. And nobody was on the road. I was in Alexandria, Virginia. Nobody was on the road. And I remember just literally making a right. And I'm on the phone. I got my head down on the phone driving. And I literally, we hung up and I gripped my steering wheel and I'm like, God, where do you want me to go? Like, that's how I was talking. So I'm like, where do you want me to go? Do you want me to go to Dallas or do you want me to stay here? I'm literally head down, grip the steering wheel. When I look up, the car in front of me had Texas license plate. So that was enough for me. Like in Alexandria, 9:30 p.m. Like I had to actually take a picture of the car because I still have it, just for my own sake. But as soon as I looked up, like what's the likelihood a car that has license plates from Texas will be in Alexandria, right where I just asked God this question. So from there, I knew that, all right, I got to start preparing to move. However, my move wasn't going to happen until literally April of this year.
Okay.
And then after I got the confirmation that I was going to go ahead and move to Texas, I remember just being at work. And on my sister's birthday, I heard the Holy Spirit clearly tell me, like, I have to go to Texas and I have to go now and I need to go before the end of July. Like, those were the instructions. It was clear as day. And I was like, now? And my client was like, what you say? I was like, oh, don't even worry about it. So, from there, I didn't hesitate. I started looking for places to live. I knew I had to be gone by July. So it was just a lot of things was moving fast. I was trying to operate by getting the truck ready, and that was hard. That was really challenging, trying to do business in Maryland, working with people in Texas, and just by the grace of God, I made it to Dallas on July 31st of 2023.
That's a great story. That is a great story.
Yeah.
And especially the Texas license plate piece. That like
Yeah.
your moment of struggle and doubt and trying to seek clarity. It was like right there in your face. Like boom. As soon as that's man.
Boom. Literally. Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
hey,
Yes.
hey.
Yeah.
And the fact that you took and you executed like immediately too. Like you didn't like slow pace it. You didn't say, okay, I hear you and I'm gonna wait a little bit, but you did it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
That's man, kudos to you on that.
Yeah.
Kudos to you on
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah, that's faith.
I knew I couldn't delay it.
That's faith.
Yeah.
And the fact that you did it, right? And for someone watching this, we just want to encourage you that listen, the just walk by faith, not by sight, right? So if God is speaking to you and he's giving you instructions on to do something, listen, you don't have to broadcast it to the world. Just go do it.
No.
Right?
Just do it.
Let's go do it, right? Some people know our story. Some people know our story. Me and my wife, we came to Georgia, came to Atlanta, November, Thanksgiving 2020, right? And while we're here, enjoying family for Thanksgiving, God gave me a word for us to move here. And I prayed and asked God for a date. And he gave me a date, right? Gave me a date of December 2023. And so we went all that time just waiting for the date to come, right? Didn't go broadcast it to everybody. And of course, now we're here, right? Now we're here. But so I know transitioning, I know how you have people that say, hey man, you're gonna actually like you got things going. Like, why would you got cafe here, you got real estate brokerage here, you got all this stuff going on. Like, what you gonna do? What you mean what I'm gonna do?
Yes.
I'm gonna duplicate and do better, right? Like do better. So
Definitely.
and so I just love to hear stories of individuals that operate on faith. Now, here's what we all know, and we may not have time for you to actually share this tonight, but this is what I know to be true, is that every walk of faith has to be tested. So we're not going to sit here and say that, hey, when we are doing anything out of faith, that it comes easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when I left my 9 to 5 job to go full-time in the real estate because, hey, I heard from God. So I gave my supervisor my notice, right? Now, that wasn't without challenges. Like we
Oh yeah.
almost lost both of our homes to foreclosure, right? But
Mm-hmm.
there are some things that transpired to say, listen, all right, let's see how much you really trust me, how much you really believe, right? So for those of you watching, just don't think that your adversity or your challenges is an indication that you didn't hear right. A lot of
Yep.
times it's an indication you did hear right. And he just needs you to trust him more. Right? Because some people say, oh man, it must not have been God. Let me go back home or let me go back to my job. No, that just means get down on your knees more.
There you
You
go.
know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, I just love the fact that you were willing to share that. And so now you are in Texas. I heard they do it big in Texas. Everything is big in Texas. Is that so?
Man, it's big business out here. It's
Big
big business.
business.
Big
Uh-oh.
business.
Hey, Randall.
Way bigger than the DMV.
Randall,
Way
do I hear
bigger.
Forte Experience 2025?
Hey,
Let's
it's big.
go. Let's
Come
go.
on, man. Come
Come
on,
on.
man.
Yes.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on.
So
I'm getting the network here together. I'm getting the network here together.
I love it. I
Let's
love it.
go.
So, G, how can people get in contact with you? Right. And
Yeah.
you know, kind of share what you have to offer with Brow Skin. Let us know a little bit more about that company and how can people get in contact with you?
Okay. So it's Brow Skin Girl. And you can tap in easily through following the journey, being part of the community on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok at Brow BROW Skin. That's SKYN Girl GIRL. You can tap in with me there. If you also would like to make an appointment, because I don't think I said this, I specialize in natural eyebrow grooming. That's right. That was one of the main things as to why I named the brand Brow Skin Girl, because that's what I primarily do. I'm an esthetician, licensed esthetician. So I know about skin, and because I specialize in eyebrows, and majority of my clients are women, girls. So that's where the name came from. If you're looking to, book an appointment with me, I do come back to the DMV area. My salon is located in Waldorf, Maryland. I come back once a month to see my amazing, faithful, just just off the hook, like, community. I love my clients. My clients, they are down for me, and I can't appreciate them more enough to still supporting me and the vision and the goal, and still by not allowing no one else to touch their eyebrows. So, you can tap in with me through any of those ways, or you can text Brow Skin Girl to the number 202-918-4434. That way you can join our community via text, and you could just stay up to date with what we have going on, and actually when our calendar opens.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
That's
awesome.
what's up. That's
That's
what's up.
awesome.
Hey, before we close out, I want to, because I believe that everybody should be able to reflect on where they started and how they are at the present day. So what I mean by that is that today you are who you are, but a year from now, 5 years from now, we'd love to have you back on the show and then be able to
Yeah.
play back today's conversation and see where you are in the future. So just for the audience, so they be kind of like a capstone kind of thing. Like, what are your 1 year and your 5 year goals for Brow Skin Girl?
So my 1 year goal this year is going to be a record breaking year for my brand. We're definitely going to achieve over 7 figures this year for sure. Now, I'm going to tell you this now, since I'm talking to my future self. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know where it's going to come from, in a sense of just the faith part. However, I do know that it's going to happen. Also, we're going to be a national brand. We're going to be all over, and possibly we might be in Neiman, Saks, Target, Nordstrom's
Talk
with
that
our
talk.
product.
Talk that
Yeah,
talk.
yeah.
Talk that talk. Talk that talk.
Yes. So that's where we will be at in the next 1 to 3 years.
That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Wow. Man, I'm gonna tell you, bro. I get excited when I hear stories of faith, man. I get so excited. Last week it was Pedro, right? Now we got G up here, and I just want to commend you, G. I want to commend you for being a boss, right?
Thank you.
For seeing yourself as a boss before the world saw the boss in you, right? Because you had to see it first. So for you to be, in your environment where you were, there was no one in your family for you to look up to say, yo, can you show me how to be a boss? Can you mentor me? Can I come under your wing? Right?
Man.
That you went to television and YouTube and, wherever else you had to go to say, oh, okay, well, if they done it, I can do it. Right? And so I just want to say kudos to y'all. Let's give it up. Let's give it up. Let's give it up. Like
clap it up for myself.
That's awesome. And because I heard you say this, that you're single. Did you say that? No children?
No children, single, just me and my baby dog.
All right. So for those of you out there, now I'm not. No.
What are you
hold on. No. Listen. Randall, I'm not doing it. I know what you're thinking. But I'm not going there. For those of you, no, real talk though. For those of you out there that think you need a man to be successful, or you need someone in your life to be successful, she is a living testament that all you need is God.
That's it. Period.
That's it. That's all I'm getting to. I wasn't trying to do the matchmaking thing. Not today, bro. Not today.
Got you.
That's it, man. But great show. G, we thank you so much for being up here. We thank you so much. We want you to hang tight though. We want you to hang tight because we're gonna get you to come right back. We'll put you in the green room. We want you to hang tight. And we want to talk about the Forte experience. Hopefully we can have you there on May 4th so that people can network with you in person. Right? And so the ladies can get their, get the brow, get it straight before.
Matter of fact, that once a month to PG County, go ahead. We can send all the women clientele your way, and they can get their eyebrows ready for the Forte experience.
Oh, I love that, bro.
We can put a whole link on our page. Be like, come get your brows right so you can be ready for the Forte.
Let's do that. So we got Pedro for the fellas.
Yep.
Right. We got Pedro for the fellas, and we got G for the ladies. Hey, bro, I love the way you spent that. That was dope, bro. I love the way you did that. That was dope.
Everybody gonna be in there looking fresh.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, G, hold tight.
Right.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope, bro. All right, man. Let's talk about. Go ahead, bro. Talk about the Forte experience one more time.
May 4th, Cambria Riverfront Hotel in DC. All white network party. If you wasn't there July 1st and you see this video, just know that you need to be there this year to be able to get the gem on how to grow, scale, and make your business that much more efficient. And just have a good time. Bring your spouse, bring your +1, bring your business partner, and just be in the building where we celebrating Black excellence. We're celebrating people like G, taking her business nationwide. So if you could do it, you could do it as well. So just be in the room. Come on, May 4th. Tickets on sale. www.theforteexperience.com. www.theforteexperience.com. See you there.
And also make sure you go to Facebook and IG and join the Forte community. On Facebook, on IG, the Forte community. Y'all have an amazing week, and God bless.